Hello, my name's Hamill. I've sold millions of dollars worth of online fitness and I'm going to show you guys how I've done it in this video. In this one, I'm going to go over the basics in terms of what you need to do because I see new coaches coming into the industry all the time. There's so much information and everything is just completely scrambled. Your head probably feels scrambled. So at least after watching this video, you will go away with a plan. You will know what you need to focus on. You'll know what you don't need to focus on. Genuinely. So stick around to watch the video. I'm looking at my laptop as well because I have bits on here that I'm going to cover as the sort of main topics that you guys really need to focus on. So the first thing that we're going to need to focus on is who you want to work with. Now this can be your niche, and you'll hear some people saying don't niche down, do niche down, don't niche down, don't niche down until you get to a certain amount of income. I would niche down as soon as you possibly can do. Like as soon as you have an idea roughly who you want to work with, I would niche down. Become the go-to coach for that niche. It's exactly what I did with my niche. I was a police officer for nearly a decade. I worked in the NHS before then in the UK. I work with emergency service workers. That is my niche. We are the go-to coaching company for emergency service workers. And that's where you should try and get to. If I hadn't niched down, I don't know where I would be just now. So that would be my number one piece of advice. And again, it could even be someone like how to pick your niche. Again, in our members group, it's £47 a month. I'll put the link below. You can join. We go over all this stuff in detail. We have specific trainings on how to do all of this. When you're trying to niche down, I would think about where you started initially, right? A lot of the times, our niche, you've probably heard this before, ideal client. Your ideal client's probably going to be you a few years ago. So if you've jumped from fad diet to fad diet, you could be the anti-fad diet coach, right? Speak to yourself when you were going through the struggles of the fad diets. If you were a pilot, you could be the pilot's coach. You could talk about all things aviation and piloting and how to manage food and training when you're traveling. This is how to really dive into your niche. One of the first ever mentors that I was ever working with, I think it was through a course actually. Anyway, not that that matters. He said, if you try and speak to everyone, you will speak to no one. And it is the most important thing. When I heard it at the time, I thought, well, I can just put out fitness content. And you know that way when you start out, you think you kind of know everything because you know stuff about fitness. Fitness is fine if you want to be in shape, if you want to make ridiculous amounts of money each month and grow a successful business doing what you love to do and actually helping hundreds and hundreds of people. You need to learn how to run a business. And the easiest way to do that is learn from people who are in the position that you want to get to. So, if you try and speak to everyone, you will speak to no one. If you take anything from this video, it is that. So niche down, speak to a certain type of person, certain demographic of people, different job roles. Even your personality can be a bit of a niche as well. If you have a super outgoing personality, that could help as well within that niche. So there are niches within niches. Personality is the number one thing within that niche to then focus on. Now, there's lots of different things that we can then do. When you know who it is that you want to work with, the next thing is working out what are their biggest problems. What do they struggle with the most on a daily basis? How can you almost position yourself as the solution to those problems? Do you understand the pain points that these people struggle with? Do you understand the fears that these people have on a daily basis going through life? How can you help them get past that? So this is what you need to write down. With the one-to-one clients that I work with, the mentoring clients, we have a full niche document. So they'll basically go through a few sort of prompts from myself in terms of, okay, who is your niche? Who is it? What do they struggle with? Why do they need help? Why do they need help from you specifically? So make your own document up, write these things out, get super clear on who it is you want to work with. One of the other ways you can do this is kind of understanding who it is you want to work with. So let's say it's pilots, right? Let's say you want to work with pilots. What I would then say to do is, now this is a bit of hidden gold. This is a bit of hidden gold, so you can thank me for this one later. Also, subscribe if you do find this video useful. You can be my 10th subscriber. So, this is hidden gold, this one. What I would do is an interview with someone who is your ideal client. So if you're a pilot, and you think, do you know what? I'm bored of being a pilot. I want to spend more time at home. I want to spend more time with my kids, my wife. I want to do what I want to do. Maybe you're a female pilot, you want to spend more time at home with your husband and your kids. And you go into coaching, find someone you've worked with, a colleague, an ex-colleague, somebody that you're possibly already coaching. And I would basically set an hour aside and I would just interview this person on Zoom and record it. Find out every single thing you can do about that person. What do they struggle with? What myths do they believe about dieting, about meal timing? Do they struggle with meal timing, going to different time zones? If they fly into another country and it's then 3 hours before and they've went back in time to the previous day, does this confuse them when it comes to nutrition? These are all the things that you can then work on and talk about in your content. So the niche side of things was probably the most important. When you start putting out good, useful, niche-specific content, you will get people coming in that you want to work with. You will then be the authority in that industry. So your niche is probably the most important thing. In terms of growth and scaling your business, once you've worked out who you want to work with, I mean, you hear these people all the time from marketing backgrounds or sales backgrounds. They've never built a successful online coaching business most of the time. I still have mine. I still run my coaching business. A lot of these people haven't, and they just pick fancy words from marketing, things from marketing that confuse you, that make you feel like you don't know what you're doing. The only thing that you really need to concern yourself about, you don't need to worry about traffic, you don't need to worry about conversion rates, you don't need to worry about any of this shit really when you're just starting. I mean, you could get a basic conversion rate tracker for your sales calls, but if you're selling your first few places at £97 or £127, whatever it might be, you don't really need to worry about it. It's just another thing that people, oh yeah, what about your conversion rates? I don't know. Well, that's why you need to pay me £10,000 to come and work with me. Like, it's all just a big fugazi, is that the right word? It's all just bullshit, basically. So you don't need to worry about any of these things. What you need to focus on is your client numbers, your monthly recurring revenue, how much money you're making each month, and your retention. That's it. Do I have more clients this month than last month? Yeah. Is my monthly recurring revenue up from last month or 3 months ago? Yeah, if we're doing the basics, it will be. And how can we increase client retention? These are the only things that you really need to focus on. So in terms of pricing, now I would ideally take a couple of people on for free to start with. Get some social proof. Social proof is just you being able to share stuff on social media that you know what you're doing. To prove to people, proof of basically you doing what you say you can do. You're telling people that you can do that. So before and after pictures are a good one for this. So take on a couple of people for free. The only thing is with free clients, they might be a bit flaky, so I would start charging as soon as you can do. If someone's paying you for a service, they're a lot more likely to stick to that service. So pricing to start with, I would just start off with whatever you're comfortable with. £127 a month, £97 a month, whatever that might be. Once you get your first 2 to 3 clients in at that price point, put your prices up by 10%, 20%, whatever you're comfortable with. And just keep doing that. It's the easiest way to scale your business. And if you focus on that year on year on year, it's the only thing you really need to worry about. So if you have 50 clients between 97 and £150, and then 2 years later you have, again, let's just say you want to stay at 50, you have 50 clients at £200 a month, it's you scaling a business. You don't need to worry about any of this other stuff. Just keep it as simple as you possibly can do. So those are the main things that I would focus on. In terms of scaling, that's basically it. Bring more clients on, the next kind of notch that you get to, whether it's 3 to 5 clients, increase your prices gradually. Now, I don't do upfront sales. Even with mentoring clients, I don't do upfront sales. I just don't like it. I've never liked it, mainly because I don't want people to work with me who felt pressured into buying something on a call. I don't want that at all in my business. I want people who are there, who are paying me each month consciously. They're aware that the money's coming out because they're paying me for a service. That's what I want, and that's why I've generated the business and the income that I have generated. If you have, again, 50 to 100 people, it's busy. I'd say anything over 80 I find is just unmanageable. It's very, very difficult at that point. But again, if you're charging £200 a month and you've got 80 clients, £16,000 take home, you're going to have very little overheads in this game as well. The retention side of things, the number one thing that I would probably look at for retention, you can tell this video is completely unscripted. I'm literally just giving you all of the gold for free that you've probably paid £20,000 for mentors for before, who've not told you this. So the number one thing that I would do to increase retention, now this dives all the way back to your content, because your content should be a filter system for people that you don't want to work with, and it should turn people on that you do want to work with, the right kind of people. So if you've had a client that worked with you for 2 years, talk about that. People then have a longer time frame in their mind when they think about working with you. But the number one thing that helped me was catch-up calls with clients. So I think if you're sitting at 40 clients and below, you should try and do a catch-up call every 4 weeks. Half an hour call. And this is one thing that I guess, what do you talk about in the catch-ups? Anything. Basically, the last 5 minutes of the catch-up is training, fitness. Most of it's just speaking to people, talking to people. Again, when we nail the content side of things, your clients are going to be like your mates. I was in London last year, and I live in Abu Dhabi just now. I was in London last year, and 3 of my clients messaged me to meet up. My wife was pregnant at the time, so I couldn't. But I met up with one of them, and we went for food, went for drinks, and it was like hanging out with one of my mates, because everyone I work with is basically one of my mates. It also makes the job very enjoyable when you're waking up to just speak to your friends. So really, really good quality of life. My whole thing is just to be as stress-free and laid back with it as possible. I don't want a stressful business having to worry about funnels and upsells and virtual assistants and sales teams and all this shit. It's just not what I want. And I just don't think it even sets you up well for long-term success in this business. Like, trust in the online fitness space and just any online sales. Like, people are just onto these things now. You see paid ads on social media, you immediately click off them. And if you look at your own behaviour on social media, when was the last time you saw a paid ad for something and went on to buy the thing? Certainly not like a service business. Maybe, I don't know, like a razor. I've got a new razor up there. Maybe you've seen an advert for a razor and you thought, oh fuck, I actually meant to buy a razor. I was looking on Amazon for a razor, and now, because of whatever cookies they use, the razors are now being pushed to me on social media. Stuff like this. You'll buy these things because it's a one-off purchase. But you're not going to buy it from an ad. And it's all these guys, oh, if your online coaching business is stuck between £5,000 and £7,000, I've got my secret formula. It's bullshit, mate. You've never made £5,000 to £10,000 in your online coaching business. I've never even seen your online coach business. You just think you're going to get into this and charge coaches thousands of pounds to pay you for some bullshit thing that you got from a book. You know what I mean? Like, so just don't buy this shit. I've wasted lots of money over the years on complete shit. So anyway, back to retention. Now, if you have clients coming in for 2 months, 3 months, you're not really going to build a business that way. I would aim for a minimum retention, and your retention will get better. So if you're sitting there now thinking, my client's for only 3 months, don't worry about it, it will get better. but you need to start nailing the content side of things, which again we show you how to do in our members group for £47 per month. It's the cheapest thing that you will get, and it is fucking awesome. So, if you're sitting there just now and you don't have the best retention, don't stress on it, don't worry too much about it. It will get better when your content gets better. So catch-up calls. Now, although we just chat on catch-up calls, it's such an important thing to do is just build relationships with your clients especially. But the one thing that we'll do on catch-up calls is future pace. And this was something that I didn't used to do. I didn't used to do future pace and stuff on calls. I didn't even really understand it, if I'm being completely honest. I would just have clients coming in. I wouldn't really know where they were going. They wouldn't really know where they were going. We would maybe just lose a bit of weight, and then they would drop off because they're like, I've lost weight. What do I do now? I don't know. I literally have no idea what to kind of take you through to. So again, future pacing stuff, making things important to clients. So again, going through a weight loss phase, going through a reverse diet phase, going into a gaining phase, explaining the benefits of all these different phases. You can drip feed these in during check-ins as well. So when you're doing check-ins with clients, you can drip feed this in. Right, okay, we'll push to this weight. This is the set goal. Make sure everyone's clear, specific. Targets are defined for everyone. And then get to that target and then talk about the next target. Right, okay, now we need to go through the reverse diet, which is super important, and it's not a lie. If you have clients who are on 1,300 calories and they get to their target weight, cool, that's me, and then they just leave, they're going to put all that weight back on. So it's your job to tell them, no, hold on a minute, this is not actually sustainable, it's a weight loss phase. Bringing the food up off the back of this is what's going to be sustainable long term. So those are the kind of main things that I would focus on. If you can nail your niche, get more clients coming in, and nail your client retention, it's just you're gonna be steps ahead of the majority of coaches. If you know who you're making each video for, each piece of content for, and you're then waking up to messages, hey mate, can I book in for a call? Hey, how does this work? Hey, what's the prices for working with yourself? Blah, blah, blah. You're going to be ahead of most coaches. Most coaches out here are scrambling for anyone because they don't understand this. So even if you're watching this video and you take that from this and think, right, okay, I now know who I'm going to work with, or I've got a rough idea, start making content for that person in your mind specifically. And guess what? You will attract more of that kind of person, your ideal client, the people that you want to work with. And then you can keep them for longer if you work on the retention. So building relationships, making sure you're replying to messages, send regular catch-up messages throughout the week between check-ins. Get your calls done, future pace things so that everyone's clear on what they're doing. Pace out the journey for them, weight loss phase, reverse diet, gaining phase, maybe another weight loss phase. These are all the things that you should be focusing on massively. In terms of actually getting clients in, sales calls, how to use social media properly. Obviously, these are things that we teach you in the group, but I'm going to go over how to use social media because I think that's probably the number one thing. We've nailed those two basics: client retention, getting people in, ideal client. So how do we actually convert these people on social media? Okay. And this is the last bit of advice I'm going to give you. If you want anything else, you can join our members group for 47 quid. But even I'm just looking at our members group now. So we have niche and brand, onboarding and software, how to actually onboard clients properly. Because most coaches' stuff is just an absolute riot when you see it. Their sheets are a riot, their apps are a riot. We've got how to use social media, sales calls, a full in-depth training from myself going over how to actually do sales calls properly. Alchemy of Self, which is super important, task, action, reward, law of attraction, mindset, book club, copywriting, live calls, all things content. Everything you need to grow and scale your fitness business is basically inside here. So the last one that I'm going to go over with yourself is how to use social media. So I would come up with a very basic strategy for your social media, right? And that could literally set something that you can achieve. So I have my 30-day habit tracker document that I fill out every 30 days. Every 30 days I print one of these off, make a new one, and I fill it out. That is my habit tracker. So I'd probably fill one of those out. I'd get one of those. Make yourself a basic habit tracker. This has wake up, affirmations, content, story, CTA, convo, follows, email, read, bed. That's it. So how to use social media. Now, I'm going to keep this super simple. For your stories, this is where you're going to do most of your selling on social media. So for your stories, treat this as a daily documentary, behind the scenes of your life. That's all you want to do. Don't overcomplicate it. Right, that's me, I'm heading to the gym now. Had a shit morning this morning. Fucking fridge broke during the night, all the shit's leaked. Whatever, right? Anything. Car broke down, blah blah blah. Your grand's birthday. It doesn't matter. People buy people at the end of the day. You see, I mean, you can go on to Coach's stories. Some of you watching this might even have this just now where you have some random clip from some motivational page about stoicism or hard work or never give up, or they'll not like you until it's popular to like you. Like, why are you posting this weird shit? No one cares. People are following you because they want to see more of you. They like you, they want to see more of you. So I would say post 3 to 5 stories a day. Keep it super basic to start with. It could be static image stories. It could be you talking head, just like this, talking head. Just talking about shit, not even fitness related stuff, just anything. Just talk. Use your stories to show people the story of your day. Now, also on stories is a very good way to interact. So for people to buy from you online, they need to build know, like, and trust. Know, like, and trust with yourself. They need to build this with you. And the easiest way to do this is just to talk to people, especially if you're genuinely interested. Like if any of you have spoken to me on social media before, we've probably talked about dogs, we've probably talked about food, we've talked about cars, we've talked about, I mean, I live right on the beach. There's turtles nesting on the beach just now, and they've made these little cages for the baby turtles because the eggs are inside and it's all protected. And now they've built these basically like kind of walls along the side right down to the water so that when the baby turtles come out, they can hatch and then they go in the right direction, which is just fucking fascinating to me. I've had quite a lot of conversations with people recently about the turtles on the beach. Any update on the turtles, mate? No update yet. Still in their eggs. Like, the most basic stuff. So don't think about your stories as having to be super professional. Just talk about stuff. Talk about stuff that's going on in your life. It's also a very good way for us to use the features on social media, especially Instagram. So polls, we have CTAs, we have sticker buttons that people can click on. So you should be doing these quite often. Again, very easy ones is pineapple an acceptable topping on a pizza. I mean, we all know it's not, but some crazy people will think it is. Coke versus Pepsi. Just super basic stuff. Put a couple of these up. It's a really easy way to start conversations with people. People love to give their opinions on stuff. Absolutely love it. So that's what to do with your stories. Use it as a way to spark conversations. Show people the behind the scenes of your life. Now, when you come to your page, your profile page, your Instagram page, I would probably get rid of highlights, to be honest. I just think highlights just look shit. No one's going to fucking watch them, realistically. Your page is your shop window. So stories is behind the scenes, stories of your life. Page is your shop window. This is where people are going to go. Now you need to have your bio. So set up your I help statement. Again, we show you guys how to do that properly. I help pilots achieve their dream physique whilst flying between different countries without giving up bevy. I don't know, booze, alcohol, whatever pilots do. Whoever pilots do, I know they're not bevying most of the time, although some are, but they usually hit the newspapers and then they're no longer pilots. So basic stuff like this, right? I would probably have a free lead magnet. Lead magnet is just something like an ebook. Everyone done 4-week free last year because Alex Hormozy came out with it in his book. The best lead magnet you can do is give people your service for free. Give them a taste of it. So every single mentor under the fucking sun pretended that it was their idea. And every single one of their clients is doing 4 weeks free. Oh yeah, I've got 4 weeks free. Yeah, everyone's got it, mate. I've now got 10 years worth of free coaching because I've signed up to his, I've signed up to hers, I've signed up to theirs. I would probably avoid 4 weeks free. I mean, you can do it, have it as a thing, certainly. It still works because remember, the clients don't technically know that it's a marketing tool. They just think, oh, this guy's giving me 4 weeks of free coaching. Cool. A wee toe dipper. So I'll probably have something that goes a bit more in depth, like the pilot's flight book, something like that. Everything you need to get in fucking awesome shape as a pilot is inside this book. Something super simple. And then on your page should be social proof, certainly, showing people that you can do what you say you can do. That's it. Everything else on there, you can handle objections in your content, you can't afford me post, you can give value on there. Here's my top 3 nutrition tips for pilots who are travelling on long haul flights. You can do objection handling stuff, you can do myth busting stuff, you can do whatever you want as long as it's targeted at your niche. So if you're a pilot and you're unsure how to structure your food when you're travelling between different time zones, this video is for you. Super niche specific, and then actually talk about travelling between different time zones and how to manage your food. How to manage digestion issues, cabin pressure, you'll maybe get some digestion issues. Talk about these, I fucking have no idea. I'm not a pilot. Every time I go on a plane I do have digestion issues, usually because I've had a few beers and shit food at the airport before I go. So it's usually down to that as opposed to the cabin pressure for myself, but this could be an issue. This could be an issue. How to train when you land after a 12-hour flight. You've got swollen ankles. Here's my top 3 decompression tips to help your ankles return to normal within 3 hours so that you can go for a run and you can get back to the gym. Like, this is what your content should be. So show people that you can do what you say you do with social proof client results, and then just give people value. Give your niche value, Give your specific niche, specific value, specific tools, things that they can go away and do. And make your content look good, okay? Don't fall into the trap of saying, here's how to lose weight as a pilot, calorie deficit. No, that's just how to lose weight for anyone. Here's my top 3 diet tips for pilots. Be in a calorie deficit, eat more protein. That's not niche specific content. That's just a calorie deficit, and you've just used the word pilot. So hopefully you can see the difference with that as well. Like, here's how to, if you're a long haul pilot and you're sick of having swollen ankles, which then impacts your training when you land and touch down for 3 days, here's my 20-minute decompression tactics that will help you on your next long haul flight so that you can get straight back to training. That's super niche specific. And people who are not pilots aren't going to watch the fucking video. People who are pilots and they see that on their explore page, oh cool, this guy fucking coaches pilots. They go onto your page, I'm the #1 coach, the go-to coach for pilots who want to get in incredible shape around their busy flight schedules. Fuck, I'm going to follow this guy. They follow you. You've shown them proof that you can do what you say you can do. You've got all these pilots in fucking awesome shape. You're giving out value. You're showing the behind the scenes in their stories. They get to know, like and trust you. You're putting up polls. You've spoken to them. They're interacting with you. They'll then reach out at some point. Hey mate, how does coaching work? Hey mate, saw some of the results on your page. How does this work? You then grow your business from there. So hopefully this has helped. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comment section. If you do want to join the members group, it's 47 quid. I will probably sell this as a course, a standalone course for thousands of pounds in the future. But just now it's 47 quid a month because I've not finished it. I've not finished it yet, but there's loads of gold in there already. We do live calls twice a week as well, covering all things coaching. We do a Q&A on a Friday. Everything's in there. Everything that you could possibly imagine. So you can go and join there if you want to. There's no contract or anything. You can cancel it the next month if you want to. If you have any questions, pop them below. You can follow me on Instagram as well. I'll put that below. And yeah, best luck.